Hi, y'all. I just wanted to talk to y'all. I just got off of church. Feeling good, feeling great. You know, just wanted to have a conversation. And every time that God starts talking to me, I'll be wanting to talk to y'all. I'm about to eat my little snacky snack, so not too much, okay? But something that God has been saying to me is, did God really tell you to do that? Or did you just slap God's name on your decision? Right? And let me go deeper into what I mean by that. As Christians, as Christians, we always know when God is talking to us because we've sharpened those tools. But with us sharpening those tools, we now understand. Son, I love you too. With us sharpening those tools, we now understand that the way that we talk, close that door, the way that we talk to people is very important. It's vitally important. The things that we say to people, the messages that we convey to people are very important. But a lot of the times we allow self to get involved. We allow what our inner core, close that door. Close it. We allow what our inner core wants to say to control the way that we talk. We allow what our personal fleshly self wants to say to take precedence, and then we go off and tell people that God told us to say this. So God is just kind of working with me, and he's saying, did God really tell you to say that, or did you just slap God's name on what you wanted to say? We got to be careful with that, because if we continue to tell people God said this, God told me this, God wanted, and God didn't really say it, you're blaspheming his name, you're lying on him. God does not appreciate when people lie on his name. If it's not in the Bible, God probably didn't say it to you. God didn't say it to you. And I mean the character behind what you're saying. Of course, verbatim, word for word is not going to be in the Bible because God talks to all of us differently. But if the message behind what you're saying to somebody is not a message that God has conveyed in the Bible, then stop slapping his name on things that he did not say. And that is something that God has really been working on everybody with, but he's really been pouring this into me. So Jeremiah 1-3, the full chapter of 1, the full chapter of 2, and the first passage on 3. God had me read that and meditate on it. And he said that he is definitely running out of grace. Hi, how you doing, beautiful? He's running out of grace. A lot of people think once saved, always saved, but that is not in the Bible. That is not true. When you are saved, you are supposed to be born again. You're supposed to change your life, change the way that you live, change the way that you speak to people, change the way that you process information, change the way that you react. If you have not chosen to do those things, you don't remain saved just because you told God that you give your life to him. You have to tell him that you give your life to him, and then you have to actually walk like you give your life to him. You have to actually walk like you trust him.
Can I go to the park and play basketball?
Yeah. You have to actually walk like you trust him. You have to actually walk and treat people with love and kindness. Treat your neighbor with the same love and kindness that you would treat your children. Treat your children with the same love and kindness that you would treat a boss that's paying you 6 figures. We treat everybody with love. We treat everybody with compassion. And that's how we tell God that we love him. We can't say once saved, always saved. So I can still live the same life. I can still talk to people however. I can still consume whatever drugs and alcohol I want to consume. Close that door. I can still literally be the exact same person, but I'm going to heaven because I said I believe in God. That's not the way it works. It's not the way it works. And Jeremiah 1-3, when I was reading it, what God was continually telling Jeremiah to spew out of his words was that he is running out of grace for people. And that's a message that he wanted me to share with everybody. He's tired of the people who are just fake fans of him, who are play Christians. He's tired of that. If you say that you gave your life to God, treat everybody with love and respect. Change the way that you react to situations. Go to God before you go do anything in the middle of the day. Go to God when somebody irritates you, because I get irritated all the time, but I gave my life to God, so I don't go off on people. I don't cuss people out. I don't make people feel little. I used to. Your irritation and your fleshly things don't go away, but you give it to God every time that it comes up. Every time something tries to consume you, give it to God. Your husband ain't acting right, give it to God before you speak to him. Don't start demeaning him and making him feel like he's this big. Because if you make him feel like he's this big, you should feel this big too. It should never make you feel good that you made somebody feel like crap. It should never make you feel like you won that you made somebody feel like they're nothing. It should never make you feel like you're a better person than somebody because you were able to stand your ground and talk over them and make them shut up. And a lot of Christians do that. I've had elders do me like that. Because you can yell over me and make me shut up, you think that what you said was of God? God don't do that. God lets you finish. I'm going to let you finish. And then I'm going to show you what it really is. That's what God does. God don't yell over people and make you shut up and make you feel little. He's going to let the fruit from your labor show you what you were doing wrong. So if somebody is wrong, don't badmouth them. Pray for them and allow whatever God is doing in their life to happen and be there for their support when they need you. Because if they're not following God, they're going to need somebody that's following God in their corner. People might not act like they do, but trust me, as somebody who was once a sinner, when I had those people who were following God that I could call on, that kept me going. Because when I was in the pitfall of hell, I knew who I could call on to talk to. Even though I didn't get out of that life, I still knew who I could call on for a pick-me-up. And eventually, I became the person people could call on for a pick-me-up.
Let's go now.
Okay, lock that door. But until you know yourself, you can never know anybody else. And until you love yourself, you can never love anybody else. You might think you love yourself because you buy the newest Jordans and the newest fashion and you keep your nails done and you keep your hair done. That doesn't mean anything about loving yourself, because I'm speaking spiritually. You can be the flyest girl or the flyest dude on the block and still not love yourself spiritually. Still not even know who you are spiritually. It goes deeper than what you look like. It goes deeper than social media likes and views. I've had a couple of videos go viral on TikTok, but I have thousands of videos. Only a handful have went viral. Because God speaks through me and people don't like conviction. That doesn't stop me from posting. I don't care if I get 2 views on this video today. God told me to speak, so I'm going to speak. I speak because God tells me to. I don't speak for views, because if I could touch one person, that's one less person in the dark. And if I could change the heart of one person, that's one less person that's going to die spiritually. So I care more about the quality, not the quantity. And if you're a Christian, you should feel the same way, because if you're doing it by God's grace, with God's words, with God's spirit, you're going to get everything that you need. You're going to get everything tenfold. Everything that you put into this world, you're going to get it back tenfold. Hold on. But that's not going to happen if you're not even living right. You can't be living in sin and then preaching to people that sin is wrong.
Mama, Millie not letting me watch Boy.
You have your own tablet. Close the door. I'm talking, son. You cannot be living in sin and then be preaching to people that smoking is wrong, drinking is wrong. Okay, but what about gossiping? Close the door. Get that plastic out of your mouth, dude. Get it out of your mouth. You can't be living in sin, talking to people crazy, talking to people like they mean absolutely nothing to you, but then turn it around and be like, you know what? Actually, if you cheat on your wife, then you're going to hell. Like, how you going to tell somebody they're going to hell for cheating on their wife, but you sitting here talking to people crazy? You disrespecting people. You gossiping about people. God cares about your heart, not about what Bible verses you can spew. Anybody can spew a Bible verse. Anybody can read something. Reading and walking are 2 different things. If you don't actually live your life with biblical principles, then you're giving false doctrine to everybody that you're speaking the gospel to. Because you're telling them that there is a living God that can change your life and circumcise your heart, but you're not even walking like you believe that. So they watch the way that you walk, and your fruit don't match up with what you're saying. So now they don't believe in God. Now they think that God is just this fake entity that people just believe in for absolutely no reason. Because the church messed people up. The church, the body of Christ, is messing people's mind up and got people thinking that God ain't real. And God said it's time It's time for people to stand up. He is not about to keep playing with the church. He's judging the church harder than he will ever judge anybody else, because once you become a part of the church, that means that you've already signed your life up. You've already told God, you can use me. No, close it. Close it. Close it. You've already told God that you can use me for whatever you need to use me for. And when you tell him that, you got to actually allow him to use you. If you tell him he can use you and you don't actually allow him to use you, guess what's going to happen? You're going to mislead a generation. And that, my friend, that's way worse than anything else you could do. I'm coming. I already know. Close the door. All right. I got to go let my friend in. My kids are about to keep opening this door. I'll be back in more. But like, comment, share, Y'all have a blessed day. Remember, God loves you.